Hello.
Welcome you know,
and welcome to Latinas with the Mic. I'm your host, Rosa.
And I'm your host, Jhannyphil. And today, what was that? Do it again. Okay. You do it. There you go. You got it. 1, 2, and 3.
Hello. Welcome to Latinas with the Mic. I'm your host, Rosa.
And I'm your host, Jhannyphil.
And today
we're going to be talking about situationships.
That was so off.
I mean,
Goddamn. Okay. You say it. Today we're going to talk about situations.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Latinos with the Mic. I'm your host, Rosa.
And I'm your host, Jhannyphil. And today we're going to be talking about situationships. And with us, right here, we have our guest, a special guest. How do you want to be called? I don't know.
I was thinking
right?
that before the episode started.
Chico favorito and negro como.
There you go. Whatever. So my man Jacoba is over here today with
She's
us.
like, fuck that, Jacoba.
Oh.
And we brought him today because I believe that we all have been in situationships in the past, right?
Yeah.
Rosa.
So she brought us brought him. And then, the topic, because we are kind of experts in this topic. I'm just kidding.
Yes, exactly. I figure like,
No
hey,
es cierto.
¿quiénes mejores que ellos dos? Who
Yeah.
better than them to come over here and talk about situationships, right?
Yeah.
But first, what we drinking today?
Oh, and this is actually really good. It's the first time I'm trying
you,
it.
right?
Because she got me on it.
So I went to a birthday party this weekend. So shout out to my friend Denise. And they have this, but they had like mango flavor and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, this is so good. This is Cayman Jack. Mm-hmm. A strawberry margarita today. I haven't tasted it yet, but you like it,
Yeah,
right?
I like it.
Perfect. And Jacoba's just drinking.
Nah, yo estoy aquí tomando modelo con modelos.
This is an English episode, so we're going to have to go
I
English.
can speak Spanish, no?
I know, yeah, but it's just like...
Let him
Modelo.
He can do whatever he wants.
I'm trying to get an endorsement.
yeah, period. There we go. I like that.
Oh, and he said modelo with modelos. Stop.
Hey, Rosa caught it.
I didn't even hear it.
I swear, when we said we're going to have Jacoba in this episode, I was like, it's going to be so fun. Like, I already know. It's going to be so fun.
For them too.
We're not going to talk about it.
Fine.
We had a little hiccup on the last one, but we're good.
Look at that. Yeah, so let's get into
ready.
this, right? First, let's define what is a situationship, right? Because you're going to talk about situationship if you don't know what exactly is that.
What's the Google?
So, according to Gemini AI, which my boss will hear this and he will be like, there Johnny goes, because yes, I love him. A situationship is essentially a romantic or sexual relationship that exists in a gray area between friendship and committed partnership, right? So you're not exactly a friend, but you're not on a committed partnership. You're just in this weird place
this
of
limbo.
Limbo.
Exactly. It says there is a lack of clear definition or commitment from both parties. Mm-hmm. That's what it says. So now it says, here are some key aspects of situationships. So it says, it's undefined. There is no official label like boyfriend, girlfriend, or seeing each other. It's just, I don't know.
There's like a lack of boundaries.
Exactly.
And,
It's like, I don't know. Why are we? It's like, hey, this is...
The young people call it sneaky links.
There
But
you
that's,
go.
no,
that's a situationship when you got something else.
We're going to talk about the difference of like, okay, a booty call, a situationship, friends with benefits.
If there is a difference. I can wait to hear that from you.
I think
because
it's a
I feel
very
it's the
thin
same
line,
thing.
There's a
you know.
difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we can get into that.
Some of the slight differences, but it's a difference.
Yeah.
There we go. So this says that it's no committal. There is no expectation of exclusivity or long-term plans. It's a blur boundaries, expectations, and roles can be unclear, leading to confusion.
Yeah.
Right? Because right there we don't know what should I do, what I cannot do.
Yeah.
And situationships can be positive for some, offering a companionship and intimacy without pressure, but for others, the lack of clarity. And I was like, oh my God, Rosa.
I don't know why this bitch is looking at me.
Because
I mean, I
true.
do know, but
it
goddamn.
It says the lack of clarity can lead to emotional strain and uncertainty. So it keeps you always on the thing like, what is
So
this?
pretty much
What
a
is this? Where we at?
situationship is a relationship with no title. That's pretty much what it is. What do you...
Yeah. I mean, pretty much in a nutshell. It's,
Yeah.
It's a relationship with, undefined boundaries. you
Yeah.
know?
There you go. Undefined boundaries.
Undefined boundaries. Yeah, he had the best definition.
Yeah.
Yours took forever. Mine was like, he was just like, let me throw y'all some.
He's like, let me fucking say whatever
I
I meant to
will
say.
say that this is why I love our podcast, because I feel like we really can talk about anything and everything. And sometimes we go through shit and then we're like, fuck it, let's talk about it. You know, this is the place where you get those raw, unfiltered conversations that we hope you learn from our experiences, or at least you laugh with us.
So what
about our
if we went through that you wanted to talk about it?
Huh? I am so cutting that part out. Oh, and if we get 100 likes on this, I'm going to tag my. I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna tag my.
I'm gonna tag both of them.
Might finna be some smoke in the city.
I want to say, I've been in 2 defined, undefined situationships, and I caught feelings on both of them.
Oh my God.
But one thing I was reading about situationships is that the majority of the time, people catch feelings. Both of them catch feelings in a situationship.
Yeah, I think it's because of the amount of time that you spend together.
Exactly. It's because you're spending a lot. Maybe that's what the difference is. If we go into the difference of a booty call, friends with benefits, and
let's just go with it.
So
what's the difference according to you? Or how do you feel is the difference?
A situationship is essentially 2 people that's together, they like each other, but maybe some things are going on in either party's life to where they don't want to fully commit. You know what I mean? They may be afraid to commit. Booty call is more like, hey, I'm horny, let me hit you up. You know what I'm saying? Tit for tat. You know what I'm saying? And what's the other category?
Friends with benefits.
Friends with benefits. Yeah, that mean we cool, we kick it. You know what I'm saying? I want to smash, you want to smash, let's smash.
Yeah.
It's like a booty call, but more consistent.
I want to say friends with benefits and like situationships, because a lot of situationships develop great friendships. You develop like this good friendship. You guys have like good chemistry and all that. And then you have like a friendship as well. There's that intimate part of it, which is the sex part.
So you do think that after you have sex with somebody, then you can go back and just have a straight, just good friendship? Because I think if it creates a situationship, but that's my own way of saying it, right?
Yeah,
I feel like if I've already created a situationship, there are some feelings involved by then.
Yeah.
Because a booty call can become a situationship. A friends with benefits can become a situationship. But I just feel like after you pass that line, like we're both friends, we already now have this weird situationship. I like you, you like me.
Yeah.
Then after that, it's kind of like, but let's just be friends.
I think for me, I think it depends on like the level of connection I had with the person. Because I will say, like, there was this person I dated before, right? And we went from a relationship to friends with benefits, and it was we were great friends, but then we would see each other at a club or whatever, go home, and then the next day was nothing, like, and there was no feelings, and we were great friends, don't get me wrong, like, great friends, but it wasn't that where I was like, I can't be friends with you anymore, type of thing.
But did y'all start out like in a relationship, or was it like a?
No, we had a relationship, and then broke up. It took a few months for both, I guess, at least on my end, for me to kind of like get over the relationship part. And then we became friends. And then after that, if we wanted to kick it, we kick it. And then everybody a su casa, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a thing. And we were friends for, he can still call me today and we're still friends.
There we go.
Mine.
No. He can call me as friends. I think we passed the friends with benefits stage. Like that was, but we were good friends. Now there have been like my last situationship, right? Mm-hmm. God damn it.
Ching, ching, ching. Now we're getting to the juicy part.
I feel like with that, I had a very strong connection with this person that. And now at the age that I'm in now, back then I was in my 20s. I think when you're in your 20s, you're kind of looking for a boyfriend. In your 30s, you're looking for a husband. Your 40s, you might be looking for a hookup again. Yeah. Who knows? But I think where I'm at now, I don't feel like, I feel like I don't need any more friends. So it's kind of like we developed a good friendship because of the connection that we had. Yeah. But since that didn't work out, it's kind of like, realistically speaking, we're two grown adults. Do we really need more fucking friends?
Yeah, it's like honestly, I didn't start this to be friends. If this isn't going to work for what it is, then let it go.
You got to let it go. Yeah. But back before, like I said, I was in my 20s and it was kind of like, worked out. Whatever works for you.
Well, Jacoba and I, we were in a situationship when we first started dating.
Right, okay.
But it wasn't like when we first started dating, when we started, I guess, hooking
But
up.
I asked that question to Johnny because she said, well, I've been, because we all know, everybody who's watched us and follows us knows Johnny is the type to be in relationships. We're talking about long ass relationships.
Yeah.
So I asked her, I was like, wait, so when you guys started, was that considered a situation? I don't even think
Yeah.
you knew the answer. You were like, I don't know.
Yeah, like at first I was like, no, but
It
then I
was.
started thinking, I was like, it was a
Yeah.
situationship.
So it wasn't a booty call?
No.
No.
It wasn't. I don't think it never was a
definitely
booty call.
situationship because I mean I cared for her, I liked her, I knew she liked me, but you know I had just got out of a really bad relationship.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
for a number of years, so it was.
And I mean, which is crazy because I just went through a really long ass relationship too. So I feel like now, looking at it now, I'll be like, okay, maybe I should have took my time and he should have took his time. But I feel like it maybe wouldn't have worked out the way that it worked out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Nah, it worked out perfectly.
exactly. I feel like it worked out perfectly, and we started messing, and I was just like, okay.
Well, so let's talk about why situationships started, and we'll start with you guys. So
Yeah.
why?
Well, I mean,
It's a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
Some are different. I think trying to get just a baseline reason is it's kind of really hard to establish because people have different things in their life. They have different reasons as to why. Our situation was more like, you know, me being, I guess, afraid of a commitment.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
in that moment because I had went through some, you know, really bad things, and you know, honestly, and I've told her this a million times, I just didn't trust women at that point. You know,
Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
things. I even went to jail. You know what I'm saying? For something that
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
do at all.
Y'all-
for
So-
8 hours.
Y'all need
Jesus
to watch
Christ.
the
Man, it felt like 8
episode.
years, man.
Wait,
You know
y'all
what
need
I'm
to
saying?
watch the episode "Toxic Relationships" if you want to hear that story.
Y'all
because
leave me on the yard,
he
man.
talks about
You
it
know what
in
I'm
the
saying?
episode. So if y'all want to hear that story, go back to "Toxic
You know what I'm
Relationships."
saying? Prison talk J-Bo, man. He said, leave me on the yard.
So when me and Jacoba started doing that, right? Jacoba was seeing other people too, but they were like more booty call, like you right? Except one.
Let me stop you right there. So did you guys have? Y'all didn't have defined boundaries, or at least parameters
no.
in your situationship?
Yeah.
Because some
I guess we had
situationships
loose
have
boundaries.
those.
Because he was like, man, I ain't fucking with you with them hoes. I was
Yeah,
like,
so that's what happened. So,
Okay.
so at first, when we first did it, it's like it wasn't like unspoken thing. It's like I
Yeah.
knew what he was into, but he wasn't telling me, and I wasn't telling him like, okay, I know what you're doing. You know what I mean? I wasn't messing with nobody else, but I knew he was seeing other people, right? So then when it started being like a more like constant thing, like it was a really 100% a situationship. Then right there, I was like, listen. I understand you don't want to be in a
That dick
relationship.
is my damn-
It's like, I was like, I understand that you don't want to be in a relationship officially or anything like that, but I ain't gonna be messing with you if you're sleeping with other people around.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like, let's just not do this then. Because he was like, and I was like, listen, I'm gonna go have a trip right quick.
Yeah.
Let's break this thing up, and if I come back, we can think about it. We can talk about shit. I was doing my luggage, and this motherfucker came like, listen, no, I already thought about it. No, let's be exclusive because fuck this shit. And I was like, no, I mean, you.
I don't even talk like that. man.
I will say that though, like, so that's the part about situationships, right? There's no defined boundaries the majority of the time. But like for me, even though it was a situationship, but it was me the first one who said, I'm not ready for a relationship, you know? I still defined at least once we began being intimate, it's kind of like, okay, exclusive. I want to be exclusive in the part of like the sexual intimacy, you know, because it's just a lot of factors when it comes to that. So with that part, no, we were both okay. Cause like I usually say like, if you're okay with it, right? I'm not forcing you. So it's like, if you're okay with it, like let's both be exclusive in that part.
Yeah.
I said I'm not ready. So if you want to date other people or see other people, I don't know. But like sexual wise, I just want to make sure that like we're not doing the most. Cause like, what do you mean?
Yeah. But I also feel like, I don't know. I think the big
Drop
part.
the tea, Jhannyphil.
Well, because
Drop
I just
it.
feel
is it
like
about me? Don't
it's
drop
about
it.
you.
Don't drop it.
Don't drop the tea.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. So one of the questions is, how important is communication?
Communication is key in any relationship. In a situationship, I think it's even more important because it's already so fucking confusing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know what the hell you are. Are we? Are we not? Have you guys ever had that? What are we?
Oh yeah.
I would say what usually happens is you're going to communicate whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to do something, they're going to be like, oh, so that's what we on?
No, but you know what I saw?
Yeah,
a
and
lot?
right now
No.
you're like, hold on.
And I've been seeing a lot of reels and memes about this. Like when you're in a situationship and you can be toxic because they don't answer your texts all day, and you can be like, "What the fuck you been at?" You know,
Shit.
you got to act normal because it's like
Shit.
we're in a situationship.
I was like, fuck this situationship. What the fuck you ain't answering?
Like,
See,
shoes on your boy ass.
I'm not.
Man.
I'm not.
You're not gonna answer me? Bet. call you 39 times and you fucking answer. Fuck this
She
shit.
used to pull up to the house, man. Had me looking out the window like Malcolm X and shit.
See, I wasn't.
Stop playing with me.
And my first situationship, it was like, what, 10 years ago? You guys know. And I remember having that one day. And back then I was very naive. Like I had just been in relationships. I didn't know what the fuck a situationship or none of that was, right? And I remember one day we were laying in bed and we're talking, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, so what are we? That was the first time I ever had to question.
Right there, he was like, shit.
No, this was his answer. No. And I saw this in a video. What is a situationship? And she said, a situationship is when you ask, what are we? And they say, oh, we're getting to know each other. When I tell you that was his answer, that was his fucking answer.
That's your boy right there.
I was like, okay, so then we're not. So that means I do my shit, you do your shit.
Oh, but they don't like that shit.
And they were like, well, no, that's not what I mean. Well, he learned quick.
Looked like everybody learned in that situation. Class started.
What do you guys think are some healthy boundaries to establish in a situationship?
Don't have it.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly, and mostly at this age, I feel.
I think it's an age thing, and I'm glad you said that because I feel like
wouldn't even say that. I think it's whenever. I don't even think it's based on age, from what I've seen.
No,
It's
I
always
feel like
messy, right? Like I feel
it's always messy,
It
yeah.
can always go
Messy,
like.
But I'm saying, as you get, depending on the stage of your life where you're at, you're looking for different things. You know, sometimes it works. You don't want the commitment. You have a lot of other things going on, and you know, but you do really like this person. There's like this thing of like somebody says, well, a situationship is when you both really like each other, but one person likes the other person more. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about that because I mean, usually in any situation, people are not gonna. It's not gonna be symmetrical. You know what I mean? Somebody's gonna like someone more.
Yeah, than the other one.
And it may change throughout the course of the relationship or situations. You know, shipping.
When me and Jacoba started dating, he was like, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship. So in my head, it's like, oh yeah,
Player shit, man.
you know what I mean? I was like in my head, like I'm well aware of this. I know what we are. I know what we're doing. But then it's like we started spending way too much time together. We started doing a lot of freaking plans together, a lot of things together, and it's kind of like, wait, hold on, then. So you don't want to be in a relationship, but then we're doing all this stuff, and it's like, so what? You know what I mean? So right there, it turns messy because right there, and like you said, it changes because it's like at first it was like, I don't want to be in a relationship for X, Y, and Z. But then later on, it was like, we kind of are in one. So I need to like...
It's a relationship without a title,
Well,
you know?
I don't know about other guys, but I know for me, you know, I looked at my situation. I said, you know what? I have a good woman. So...
No.
Stop.
Until she started talking that shit. But
Until she opened her mouth, and I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, hold up, man.
She's a nice woman when she sleep.
You know what I'm saying? And not even then, really. She still grabbing my head and shit, man. I think she be wanting
Rosa
other
has a
shit.
video of me and snorting, so obviously right there,
You know what
you
I'm
can
saying?
tell that I still be talking shit on my sleep.
Johnny the shit talker. Change your Instagram name to that.
Just in case of motherfucker.
But, you know, in that whole thing, you know, I looked at, you know, our situation and, you know, I realized it was mostly just me being afraid of the commitment because of what I went through. And I just looked at it and I said, you know what? There's nothing wrong with this woman. She's not like these women, and I shouldn't punish her for the bad actions of the women that I had been with before.
Yeah, because I remember like even telling you that thing. So like I was like, I'm not them. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
but
no.
that's what they all say.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you say. Like I mean,
Literally,
y'all
that's-
say that y'all better than that. And I'm like,
One thing that I noticed about the women that was very promiscuous or just bad women in general, you know what I mean? They come off like such good girls, you know what I'm saying? Like, I even had one that made me wait like 5 months before I even got the goods, you know what I'm saying?
Before you got the cookie?
Mine.
You don't see those anymore.
but there's no worthy because they make you wait like 5 months
Yeah.
and then
And
what?
she was-
for trash.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? What I found out later on was, you know what I'm
Trash
saying?
ass.
Other motherfucker was
Johnny
getting,
ready to
you
fight
know,
somebody right
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was garbage. You know what I'm saying? But for lack of better words, you know what I'm saying? She get all fired up about this shit. But I told you about them hoes. I know.
He's like, I know.
I know,
Okay.
man.
One thing I read though is that in a lot of situationships, it's you either meet people that are emotionally unavailable, or it has to do with attachment styles. And I want to have another episode to talk about that. But a lot of times, if you're like an anxious attachment style, you attract, and an avoidant attachment style, you both like kind of attract each other.
Oh yeah.
It's like a thing where you kind of look for what you were missing in your childhood with each other, and they're like this take and pull or whatever. You know what I'm saying? type of relationship creates a situationship. So one person wants kind of like the commitment or whatever, but the other person is kind of afraid of it, so they kind of pull back. But they want it, but they pull back. Mm-hmm. It's a lot about it, but it says that it also has to do with people's attachment styles.
Yeah, I can see that. Jacoba was like, yeah.
No, I mean, situations dictate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have a reason with one person for whatever reason, and then it could change, you know, if you
because I remember that before me, you were also in another situationship, right? Where it was like, I remember that, you know, her whole thing was like, you always, like, you never made me the girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, you never, like...
I was on some big player shit. Man.
Yeah, you never make it official or something like that. And that was one that was like, but she's ugly, she's fat, she's all of this. You know what I mean? And it's like, they be hurt because it's like, yeah, bitch, she didn't want a relationship with you. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing, honestly, because it's like, I can be with you and have a great time with you, but it's like, I honestly just don't see it with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
and
like...
It was a completely different reason with that other person's, you know.
So did you have feelings for this person? Did you ever consider moving to a relationship, or was it something that you knew from the beginning, this is just going to be what it is?
Yeah, no, I had feelings and everything, but the thing is this, as a man, I always try to look at a situation and be rational about it. Not necessarily like, oh, well, my feelings and this and that. It's like, nah, I'm going to be real about the situation. And I saw how she moved, and it was like, yeah, that's not a safe bet at all. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I didn't put all my eggs in that basket. And I mean, I've told her that, you know, when everything was going on, and that's why, you know, the whole thing came up as, oh, but you with this girl and she had this and that. It's like, yeah, but she's good. She ain't really out there like that. You know what I'm saying? She's smart, she's ambitious, and she cares about me, and I don't really have to worry about her busting it open for every goddamn body.
Yeah.
So.
No. Now she's a fat one. But anyway.
You know what I'm saying? All the time, don't play no games, man. You know what I'm saying? I done got chunky too, man. You know what I'm saying? I used to have a 6-pack. Now I got a keg. You know
okay.
So, like, moving forward with our situationships.
Okay.
How do you know it's time to end a situationship?
Ooh, let me talk about it. I will say, so my first situationship, he ended.
He was like, bitch.
He ended. I did some shit that I feel like hurt his ego, and then he was like, "I'm done with your ass. Get the fuck out of my face." That was that. So that's when he knew it was time to let that shit go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think when you start really defining what it is that you want, like your needs, and you start just being more authentic about those, you know, then you kind of start realizing that what you're in right now is just not serving you anymore, you know, but you have to come to that realization. Like, is this good for me? Is this what I want? And in my last situationship, or one of my situationships, Jacoba's like, God damn, bitch, how many have you had? No, I've only been in 2, people.
You just said my last 2, and then the other one was a long time ago.
No.
I said Rosa.
I said I've only been in 2 situationships. So
that math ain't mathing.
I know, right? She's gonna hear this later and be like, okay, yeah, I see what I say.
And I'm gonna cut everything out.
It's all good, man. No judgment here.
So let's see. Okay. Okay, so that one, I feel like I got to a point, which actually he kind of started
drifting away.
You know, he was going through his own shit. Like, I don't think it had anything to do with me. I know it had nothing to do with me, but he kind of started drifting.
Yeah.
And that showed me what I didn't want, because then it became like this hot and cold situation. So it was kind of like where we had at least like an understanding and we were like on the same page.
Yeah.
But when the whole backing off started happening, it created this bigger confusion, right? Because there's already confusion about the situationship, but when you start like drifting back, it's kind of like, wait a minute. Okay, now I'm way more confused, you know? And then I started realizing, oh, okay, well, this is not working. Like, this is not what I want. So I started like kind of getting clarity on what I didn't want. And then that led me to like, okay, it's time to let go, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, you have to keep in mind that men and women kind of operate a little bit differently when it comes to things like that. And we've talked about that.
No,
you
we
know.
I'm just kidding.
While Jhanny was snoring.
That is true.
Fact.
But, you know, that could be something different, but a lot of times what happened, women usually curve men, outright. It's really overt. You know what I mean? Nah, I don't want to mess with you no more, whatever the case may be. Men typically start to just move away from the situation. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that that's your case of what happened, but that's what happens in a lot of situations with men. And I know this because, I hang with a lot of men. I'm a man myself, and I've done it a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, hey, this ain't really the move, or it's not serving me. And instead of just hurting this woman's feelings, it's like, well, let me just back off. Let me just move away from this situation slowly but surely. And eventually she's like, you know what? To hell with you. And it's like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. I think it's like that communication part too, Like I feel like once you get to a certain age, like you expect a certain type of communication. Then again, not everybody is where you're at.
Yeah.
In terms of how somebody communicates. You know what I'm saying?
No, they definitely not.
But I think, when the man is the one not interested and the woman is still interested, I feel that's where it comes with like, we want the communication. It's like you want the communication because you want to hear it from them. You know what I mean? Because if you really don't give a fuck and they don't give a fuck, it's easy. It's just you drift away and I take it. You know what I mean? It's like you drift away and I can delete this right here and we don't have to, you know what I mean? I think the confusion, the thing starts when it's like they're drifting away and you're like, wait, hold on, what's happening? Wait, no, don't leave. I don't want it to leave. You know what I mean? Right there is when it's like, what is happening? What can I do to fix it? Can we fix it? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So that's what I feel on that part. One of the questions was like, can a situationship ever blossom into a committed relationship? Yes, I know it can.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been almost 11 years, 2 kids.
She like Big Daddy, man.
No, I think it definitely can. That's a lot of people go into situationships with that mentality in mind of turning it into something,
Yeah.
Somehow it ends up being a situationship. But from what I read, a lot of situationships fizzle out. They don't actually turn into
nothing.
It's
Situationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot of that's because, you know what I'm saying, men, we're motivated by the cheeks. That's what we want. You know what I'm saying? So what typically happens is a man will say whatever he will say to get whatever he's going to get. He'll stretch that shit out. You know what I'm saying? We're all guilty of it. Every man that has the ability to do that, because not all men have the ability to do that. Yeah. But they will stretch it out. And they'll use whatever means, whatever lie, whatever bullshit. I mean, I've seen dudes.
Well, that's just you being trifling, though. That's not even.
Well, I mean, if the end of the goal is to just, you know what I'm saying,
hit it and quit it.
Yeah, it's just
it may not even be that to quit
and I thought about that today, like the hit it and quit it, because I was listening to videos and stuff, and somebody mentioned something similar about,
I mean,
I feel like some people don't even try to be in situation. You just they're just trying to get some, and then they end up.
Well, but the thing is, this like
situationship.
The thing is, like, if you think about it, you say that you're going to this last situationship without wanting a relationship. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you don't want a relationship, then what the fuck is that you want?
Yeah.
Hit it and quit it.
Well,
it has to be just that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you don't want to be in a relationship, you have to start with a hit it and quit it. Like, I mean, being honest with yourself, that's just
Wait, let me
what
think
it is.
about it. No.
like I feel like if you're being honest with yourself, if you say, I started this without wanting to be in a relationship, then if it's not a relationship, then what it is? Just fuck boys. You know what I mean?
We're just
fuck
getting
around.
to know each other.
Girl, shut the fuck up. If you start getting to know each other, it's
fuck buddies, right?
Like, yeah.
Okay. Fuck boys.
No, okay. I will talk about
yeah,
personal experience. So for me, it was kind of like I was going through a lot of shit. I had a lot of like, you guys know, like my house, and I had all these other things that I just didn't feel like I was ready for a relationship, in that point in time. So it's kind of like, oh, I really like you.
I want to get lying to yourself.
I want to get to know you. I really like you. But right this moment, I'm not ready. I will be in the future, you know what I'm saying? But I just felt like I wasn't ready in the moment,
Well, when I started with Jacoba, I just wanted to fuck. I mean, that's just what I wanted.
Yeah.
That's what I thought I wanted.
Yeah.
Because, it's like I was in a really long relationship, and I say, I'm tired of being a good girl.
She did. She sure did. That was her thing. That was her thing.
I was tired of being a good girl. Men don't appreciate good girls. Good girls, we just get played all the time. We get shitted on. We do this thing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I just want it. And literally, I was just straightforward with that. I say, that's all I want. Blah, blah, blah. Jacoba said, what you say, baby? Baby, what did you say?
Say she gonna fall in love with this chocolate mountain.
Whatever. He said, I mean, I can give you some. Everybody that gets it, they get hooked. I'm like,
look at this bitch, 11 years later.
Whatever.
But no, at the beginning, I didn't know what I want. And you know what? Now that you brought that up, I feel like you said I was confused, right? At some point, because I do now where I'm at, I like to communicate. Like I'm big into like, let's fucking talk about it. We're adults.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Let's talk about it. Whatever. I think at some point towards the middle, I was kind of like, I don't know what I want. I think I want a relationship. I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
But then there's another side of me that was like, well, are you though? Like, are you really ready? So
Yeah.
I was kind of like an in between, you know?
I'm gonna tell you what I think.
No.
I think, fuck you. I think that you
Nobody
wanted to
paying
be in a
attention.
relationship. You wanted to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
You started messing with a guy, spending time with him, stuff like that, and you like it or whatever. You had a conversation where he confused you, where he made you believe, hey, you're not ready. Because X, Y, Z shit that you say
We talked
and
about
stuff
it,
like
yeah,
that. So it's like he confused you.
And we talked about that.
So
too,
it's like
you
he
and I.
told you something, he confused you, you start being like, damn, am I ready for a
Yeah,
relationship?
yeah, yeah.
But I think you were ready. It's just that when he put it to you like, think you're not ready, then she's like being like, well, maybe I
Yeah.
am not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she started being doubting herself and putting herself like, well, maybe I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm doing this and this and this and that. And she self-sabotaged herself.
We did talk about that too.
So then he took, I mean, obviously, like, I guess advantage of it and just like,
yeah.
ow, I really got what I wanted.
I don't think he's
No,
that
because you
type
don't
of
want to see him
person.
like that.
We're all the type of person.
Thank you. I know you don't want to
All
see
of
him
us.
like that because, you know, you all have this
Okay,
connection
no,
or
no,
whatever.
no.
But I feel,
Oh
man,
my
I-
God. Okay, then you bring that up. The communication from
Yeah.
his end was so bad that I was like, wait a minute. Do I really, like, we're not even in a relationship and this is
Yeah.
how he chooses to communicate, you know? Because then at the end, he was kind of like, this is not me. This is not how I communicate. You know, I'm sorry, blah, blah. But I was like, how would this person be in a relationship? Like,
Yeah.
we're fucking grown.
I feel like at the end, he just didn't know how to just let it go without looking like an asshole.
Yeah,
Could have
man,
been.
that-
You know,
Oh,
because
and
that's what it
I'm
is.
telling
It's
you,
like,
it was,
it's
it was his exit
right?
strategy.
so
Exactly.
that, so
Let's
that,
just get out of
that
town.
reminded
Right.
me of
because Rosa keep being like, okay, we can let it go. And he's like, no, let's talk.
Nah, because
no,
he
let's
want-
talk.
he
He's
want
like, no,
that
bro, you
cookie.
just don't want to look like a fucking asshole. You
Right.
don't want to look like.
And also, he wants to keep, like, I'm going to tell you something.
He wanna keep his
I
his
have
options
so
open.
listen, no.
women so many
Okay, tell
dreams
me.
to just keep smashing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I will
So-
say this. Okay, I was thinking about it, what you said just now, because I've had that before with somebody that you know I dated. It happened to me before with that relationship.
Yeah.
So we were in a relationship. He got what he wanted. He made me break up with him. I was the one that broke. You know,
Yeah,
he
man.
started doing shit. Yeah.
You do that shit,
Yep.
man.
And then we became the bestest of friends after that. But anyway,
Yeah.
so shout out to him. You
So
know who the fuck you are.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, he
But I
did
thought
that.
about that. Yeah.
Because they all do
Is
it.
that what you guys think? Because I want to think that people have good intentions.
I mean,
Before they're trying to fuck you, yeah. He just wanted to let you know, like, hey, this is A&E. But maybe in the future, they cannot cut it completely because they always want to have the option of it's like,
Yeah.
if one
You
day
gotta
you're
keep that up.
drunk,
You know
if
what I'm
one day
saying?
you're drunk,
I
I
need to
want you
make
to
that
know
call.
that I'm
Call
here.
me.
I need to
Call
make that call.
me. You know
what
what
I'm
I'm
And
saying?
I sure will. I'm just kidding.
Drunk J-Bo, man, let my FM pull up, man. Jhanny used to be like, hell no, don't come to my house. You
There goes Jacoba, 3 a.m.
know
Bitch, open this fucking
No,
door.
he did not.
Yeah.
I guess what she
I
did.
made up
Open
the
the
man.
fucking
Open
door.
the fucking door.
what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Let
Absolutely.
Big Daddy in, man. I'm drunk, man. Let me lay down.
No, but I don't. So I don't think I would ever put myself in another situationship relationship just because I'm at a space in my life where I feel like I want to date with intention and I know what I want. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So we talked about this. Like, what does dating with intention mean? Like dating people that, hey, you know, we're getting to know each other, but I want to date somebody that if I really like you and if I want to turn this into a relationship, you're somebody that I can see that with versus just dating people that I'm like, oh, I think you're hot. Let's fucking date, you know? So just a situationship might be fun for some people. For me, in this stage of my life, no, like, you know.
Well, my last question was,
She didn't want to show me these questions before the episode.
well, yeah, no, because I didn't want her to start like calculating these answers and then
Shut
come over here
the
like,
front
oh,
door.
according to the, like, no, shut the fuck up. Let's say how you feel like it. I already know how Rosa feel about this, or at least last week. Let's see. But Jacoba, right? Because you're a man. Is it okay to have multiple situationships at once?
I think it depends on the person. Generally speaking, no, because in a situationship, you have people that, you know, they do have some feelings involved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the thing is, and what people typically do is they will have multiple situationships and they won't tell this other person about it. That's the whole idea of the whole situationship is that we're not committed. I'm still going to do whatever I'm going to do, but I'm not going to basically, I guess for lack of better words, I'm not going to play in your face.
Damn,
You know
he's
what I'm
talking. Damn.
No, I'm just saying. That's,
I heard
mean,
him
that's-
say Rosa somewhere in this.
I ain't say that, but
No, you bring
you
it
know,
up.
I mean, a lot of people they do that, and that's how
just
they.
kidding.
Well, you know, that's how they move, and that's typically just how people are. And in my profession, sometimes I get a peek behind the curtain of people's personal lives.
Yeah.
And the thing is, man, some of the stuff that I see is like, man,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Men typically, a lot of times, you know, whenever they care for someone, they're with them or their feelings are involved, they do care for that person. They really do, genuinely. You know, a lot of times, but what I've seen with like a lot of different things that people have a lot of things going on. A situationship, they'll use that and say, well, I'm not committed to this person. So I'm not exclusive with this person, so I can do whatever.
I don't have to be exclusive, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And it happens a lot. And it's, you know, that goes for men and women. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So,
exactly, yeah.
do I think it's okay? I mean, who am I to say if it's okay or not? I don't know. I don't do that because, you know, I mean, it's dangerous.
Do you guys feel like a situationship ever works? Like,
Yeah.
now, I'm not saying not that it'll turn into a relationship, but just having a situationship to begin with. Do you guys feel like, would you guys recommend that, or you guys be like, oh, it's whatever, like it's the same as like blah blah blah?
That's
like,
not something I would recommend.
Yeah,
Do I think that it would work?
well, turn into a relationship, we've already said yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But I feel like
And
the
so-
situationship part of it.
I feel like unless you meet somebody and get with them on a relationship, anybody that you start fucking, it can turn into a situationship. And I
Yeah.
think it's a dangerous game to play because then
Yes,
it's
that's the
like,
thing.
I feel like I was lucky enough, I would say, that maybe because Jacoba wasn't single for a long period of time, kind of was easier to kind of maybe like get to where we got.
Yeah.
Because maybe if he was like more comfortable with being single and living the best life and just doing whatever whenever he wanted to and all of this, maybe it would have been harder for me to pull him away from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because she pulled.
Yeah, no, I fucking pull. I grab that shit and tie it up and be like, no, you're coming with me.
Un calzón de castidad casi le pusiste.
Yeah, man, she did.
I'm like,
But it was great though. It wasn't a bad thing. I mean, I'm glad it happened.
No, but it's what you said. It's a dangerous
it's a dangerous thing. So it could have been, you know, anyway. And it's like, I don't know. It can just, anything can happen. He has a bunch of homicide cases when it's like, that creates a situationship too. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I'm in love with you. You know, you keep entertaining me like we've been together, but we're not on a title.
Yeah.
But then you keep me involved for so long that if I see you with somebody, I can fucking lose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can fucking lose it and then just kill you or doing something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or hurt you because it's like, you're hurting my feelings now. But it's like, I was supposed to know that we're in a relationship. You know what I mean? Because I remember that we even had some situations like that where it was like, we never hurt each other or nothing, but it was like, well, you knew I didn't want to be in a relationship.
Jacoba's like, you better clarify that shit.
You know what I mean? But it's kind
I've
of
been
like...
in jail once.
J-Bone in the yard.
But no, I remember
We'll
that.
have to go through this
I remember
again.
I told him, I was like, no, because you're telling me that, oh, you don't want to be in a relationship, but you're entertaining me. You either let me the heck and go, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
Or stop with
man.
this, you know what I mean?
Thank
So
you.
Trying to get that cookie, man.
Yeah,
As long as I can. You know
No,
what
but
I'm
like I've been, like I said, I've been in 2 situationships, and I feel like ninguna terminó bien. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They didn't
yeah.
end the way you
No,
know.
you're right.
Because I feel like for both of them, I genuinely, well, like the second one, I was confused, but I felt like you said, maybe I was confused for that reason. But I feel
Yeah.
like the ultimate goal was a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's a dangerous game to play, like you
Yeah,
said, and
yeah.
I feel like
because I think the
most
first
of the
one,
time it's not gonna end
because
well.
I feel even for the first one, you to any point you kind of wanted it to turn that way.
Oh,
you just
100%.
didn't know how to make it work that way.
100%. I definitely wanted it. I feel like it was my first time on this "what are we" thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't do well with gray area. So it's like we are or we're not. You know,
Yeah.
I don't do well in the middle, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what a situationship is. It's in the middle. There's no defined boundaries. There's no commitment. There's no. So it's kind of like, but we're spending all this time together. You know, because you're not just fucking. You
Yeah.
are going on dates. You're going out. You're doing this. You're doing all of this.
Spending
You're
too much time
texting
together.
all day long. You're talking on the phone for hours. So it's kind of like very confusing, you know? So I think if you do decide to be in a situationship, have some clear parameters as to
You have
like,
to.
what are we doing?
Man, I know what's going on.
What?
What do you mean?
It's clear. He probably did have. This is what happens a lot of times. You have the parties in the beginning. Both parties may want to, have a relationship. You know what I mean? Everything that they want. But then, like I said, they may see something in the other person, whether it's the male party, the female party, or I mean, it's 2024, whatever party it could be. You know what I'm saying?
He's like,
whatever.
we don't
Her side, his
discriminate.
side,
You know what
they
I'm saying?
side.
It is what it is. Like, but, you know, they may start out looking at it like, you know, maybe I do want this relationship or whatever.
Yeah.
But they may see something in the other part. It's like, well, you know what? You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with women. Like I was saying, the difference is women would be like, hey, let's cut this. Like what Jhanny did. That's usually what women do. Like, nah, let's break this and this and that. Honestly, if that was me, I would have just shied away from it. Real cool. Real
I think
smooth.
that's where the communication that she was saying comes into play.
Oh yeah,
you know
because
what I'm
I was just like, hey, this is not it. I'm not doing this. What are we doing? You know what I mean? And it was a couple of times that I was just like, I was saying, I remember this one time we were on this really uncomfortable area where it's like, we were fine, but then one day he disappeared for a whole weekend. And it was the first time and last time that he disappeared on me for a whole weekend. And we were on this area where it was a situationship. Like, it was like...
So you're like, can I say something or I can't? Should I?
I don't remember that, but I'm going to listen and see if it jogs my memory.
Can I say something? You went away for a whole weekend. You didn't talk to me for a whole weekend. And I remember that on that Monday, I sent you a long-ass message saying like, hey.
She always do that.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Oh, you're going to fucking hear me. That's one thing about Jhanny. Jhanny cannot just, no. You're going to fucking hear me. So I sent him a long-ass message being like, hey, we have carried in this too long. I understand this is not going to work. I already cut that you don't want this. So let's just, you deserve the best. I wish you best. La, 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 la.
That's what, that's what women do.
How you call me?
What?
He called me out crying. She be like, no, that's not what I meant.
This is that.
Jacoba's like, I remember that shit.
Look, bro. You know what
Man,
I'm
he
saying?
was like,
proof?
he
Do
was
you have proof?
You know they gonna like them, man. No, you know what I'm saying? Nah.
He was like, no. And I was like, no, motherfucker, because you left for a whole weekend.
Y'all believe
like,
that, man?
The heck?
You know what I'm saying? I don't remember that weekend I disappeared. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? But if she say I did, I probably did.
Yeah, you disappeared with this girl that came from Atlanta and came here.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I'm going to tell you. Don't make me say the name.
Oh.
Yeah,
ain't nobody worry about that.
He just remembered all of a sudden. He remembered the weekend.
Now I do remember. Now I do remember, man. I was wilding, bro, but
he tried to go wilding right there when I sent that
First of all,
message.
let me say this.
Jhanny was like,
I will not get rid of my Jhanny for that motherfucker.
Well,
so
yeah, but still.
Well, she almost got rid of you for that motherfucker.
She wasn't going nowhere, bro. She right here with Big Daddy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I sent him this long message
Jhanny was like,
let that go.
She was like, off in the road. I'm like, not so fast.
Jacoba was like, get your ass over here.
Not for that,
Bitch,
bro.
you ain't going nowhere.
Nah, we're going to cut that right now. We're going to trim that off, man.
He said, my bad.
Yeah, she did.
But a lot of times, you see that communication that she had, right? So that's the key.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is important. It is important. But you also have to know who you're dealing with and stuff
Then
like
again,
that.
like I said, not everybody can meet you where you at in terms of
Mm-hmm.
communication. So if you will have a situationship and you must, just make sure you both guys are on the same plane about communication. Like you both are open to it and know how to fucking communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this thing that we're talking about is like years ago.
Oh, yeah.
This ain't nothing
He's like,
recent.
mine's too. Mine's was years ago.
We got a whole set of issues nowadays. Later on.
Me too.
10 years from now, we'll talk about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 10 years from now, we talk about,
Y'all stick around for the anniversary, man.
But yeah, this was like, I used to work like, that was like
years
a long
ago.
time.
All this happened when I had a good, strong hairline. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
I was crispy, man. I was crispy, man. You know what I'm saying?
This has been so fun.
It was fun. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Thank you for being available and
sharing your wisdom.
Shout out to my barber, Chubby. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Take
Chubby,
care of
absolutely.
me, so.
Right here at Talento Fino.
Yeah,
so.
Talento Fino, you know what I'm saying?
On Covington Pike, right?
Covington Pike.
So if you're local, you know where that's at.
So if
Y'all
you
go
are
see my
listening from
people.
Memphis, like go and see Talento Fino on Covington Pike.
Yeah.
They are great.
Man, they mess with Negroes, Migos, everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? So we in there. Y'all go holler at my folks,
All
man.
of them. No, like,
Thank you, everybody, for watching us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're listening via a podcast streaming platform, also subscribe. And leave us comments. What do you think? Have you been in a situationship?
Have you been in a situationship?
Are you in a
Probably have.
situationship right now?
How is that going?
Probably
Yes,
is right
no,
now.
I'm not sure. If you're not sure, then yes, you are.
If you're not sure, then that's the one. If you're not sure, yes, you are.
Yeah, you probably did.
Well, follow us on our social media.
Yes, at Just Another Isela. You want to share yours?
My email? Nah.
No, your Instagram.
Oh, my Instagram. What is it? Kokomo Joe?
Yeah,
Kokomo
something like
Joe,
that.
something like
We'll
that.
tag him.
We tag him.
Tag me, man. I'm in there.
Now, hoes, if you guys are promoting him for something else, I swear to God.
Man, she always
I
blocking.
She's like
swear-
this
Hey, look,
she
man.
do a little disclaimer.
I'm just gonna tell you this.
Cock blocking it.
I'm gonna give y'all my business page. Chocolate Thunder at OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing, man.
And at Jhannyphil.
Yes, and Latinas with the mic at Latinas with the mic. We are everywhere, so
Yeah.
make sure you follow us and
Don't forget to be kind.
love one another
And don't
be
stupid.
Bye.
Holla at you.